Hi everyone! Welcome to the second episode of the Beauty and the Sheep podcast. I'm Carrie. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, YouTube, and Etsy as Beauty and the Sheep. And this is my second episode under the new name, my second podcast. So if you saw the first one, thank you so much for watching and for coming back to spend some time with me today. And if this is the first time that you're checking me out, thank you for joining us, and I hope that you enjoy. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to let me know. So thank you for being here. Before we jump into the content, I just want to let you know why I don't look as great as I usually do, and why I might be talking a little bit funny today. Last Thursday, I'm recording this on Monday, so about 4 days ago, I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. I was put under and I had them surgically removed because they were coming in sideways, impacted. So I'm still healing from that. I feel a lot better today, a lot better than I have for the past few days. But I still have some scarring and some cuts on my cheeks, which makes it hard to speak normally and to smile very big. But I had some time because I don't have to go back to work until tomorrow, which is great, because I've been resting and healing. So I wanted to stop and sit down with you and show you what I've been working on recently, even if it doesn't quite sound like me yet. So again, thank you for joining me. This week we had a pretty slow week. My mom and grandma came from North Carolina to take care of me while my wisdom teeth were healing. So they came up on Wednesday night, and we had a nice dinner out before the surgery. And then Thursday was my surgery, and I was pretty much out all day Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday we got to spend a little time together. We did some shopping and things like that. I was feeling better. And then yesterday, the second phase of the healing really hit me with my cheeks and things like that. So I wasn't feeling very, very good yesterday, but feeling a lot better today. And I'm ready for this next week to start. Like I said, tomorrow's my first day back at work, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, been a really slow week for us around here. Just trying to get this over with and on to the next thing. So I hope you all had a great week, or 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since I saw you last, so I hope that you all had a great 2 weeks and that you had a lot of knitting time and a lot of crafting time. So today I have some works in progress to show you, some finished objects, some yarn love, and then I have a new segment that I'm going to add at the end, which is goals. Some of my other favorite podcasts do goals each week, and I wanted to add that to my podcast to help keep me on track, and then for you to encourage me to do those things that I said that I'm going to do each 2 weeks. So today we are going to start with some works in progress. So the first thing that I have today, so before I start, I want to let you know that I have decided that I'm going to use September as my clean out month. So I'm going to get everything that I have on the needles, aside from blankets, off the needles, and start October with a clean slate. The only thing new that I plan on starting in September is socks, because I am participating in the 12 and 15 socks Cal with Caffeinated Gert and Crafty Alley on the Caffeinated Knitting podcast. And you have to start and finish a pair of socks in each month in 2015, so I will have to start a pair tomorrow on the 1st. So that's the only thing new that I plan on starting in September. Unless, of course, I finish everything that I have on the needles, then maybe I'll just work on my blankets until October 1st. So that's what that's one of my goals that I'm saying now instead of later, is that September is my clean out month. I'm going to get everything off my needles. So I'm working on that, and so the first thing that I've been working on, and you saw this last week if you watched, I was living in this lovely bag, and I actually looked it up, and this bag is from Little Bird's Boutique on Etsy. She doesn't do specifically just knitting bags. She just does, nice bags for everything. But this makes a perfect project bag, and I love it very much. And of course, her link will be in the show notes, which you can find on my blog, which I forgot to mention. My blog is beautyandthesheep.wordpress.com, and my show notes are always found there. So this is from Little Bird's Boutique, and I loved it because it had peace signs on it. And living in here is my French can-can shawl. This shawl is by Mademoiselle C on Ravelry, and it is a top-down shawl, and the top part is all worked in garter stitch, and you do various increases, and then you turn and you start a knitted on border. So last time I had not started the knitted on border, but this time I have, and I've gotten a little bit of progress on that. So let me see if I can show you. There's the knitted on border. It has some lovely lace and this awesome Latvian braid going up it. And I love that very much. This is my second French can-can shawl that I've made. I really enjoy this pattern. So there's the knitted on border that I've started. This yarn is, let me find the tag, Debbie Bliss Andes, and it's in a lovely medium pink color. It's a single, and it is 65% baby alpaca and 35% mulberry silk, 100 meters to 50 gram ball, and this is color number 370016. So I had 4 of these that I got on a yarn sale that I talked about last time. I can't figure out which side it should be on. I'm using a new camera this week, in case you can't tell. But I got 4 of these on sale at a yarn sale. They were $2 a skein, so I got 4 of these, and I used 2 for the body, and I'm using 2 for the border. So I'm very much enjoying that knit. That's definitely one of the things that I want to get finished in September so that I can move on to another shawl in October. So that's one of my works in progress. The next thing that I haven't really started to work on yet, again, but is on my list of things that I want to finish, is my harvest sweater by Tin Can Knits on Ravelry. The only thing left I have on this sweater are the sleeves. Now, this sweater is ridiculously huge. This is before I knew about swatching or about, math, gauges, and anything like that. So it's really big. It's going to be a cozy, comfy sweater that I can wear in the winter and curl up in, and it'll be awesome. So the only thing left I have are the sleeves. So those should not take me too long. I should hopefully be done with those by the end of September. This is knit out of Knit Picks Swish worsted in the doe colorway. Oh, I have ugly fingernails, don't I? They need to do something with those. So I'm trying to not hide my face. There we go. Knit Picks Swish worsted in the doe colorway, and that is 100. I'm going to figure this out, I promise. 100% superwash merino wool, 100 yards for 50 grams. Alright, so that is something else that I hope to get off the needles by the end of September so that I can start something fresh and new in October. And later on this month, I'll probably talk to you a little bit about my plans for what I'm going to start in October. The only other thing that I wanted to show you, I haven't started it yet because, like I said, this has to be started on September 1st, and it's August 31st is my September socks. So I'm actually going to be using this ball of yarn, and it's a mystery ball of yarn. One of my friends from my knitting circle had it in her bag, and I said, if anyone has any fingering weight leftovers that they want to donate to me, I'm making a blanket. And she pulled out this almost full skein of yarn and said, here you go, you can have this. So I have no idea what it is. She didn't give me a tag, but it's definitely wool and nylon. I'm not sure what the percentage is, and it's a self-patterning, and it's super soft and luxurious. And my mom was here just this past week, and she requested a pair of socks out of it. So I'm going to be making her a Rose City Rollers socks with that starting tomorrow. So that's coming up. And then the only other things that I have on the needles are my 2 blankets. My sock yarn blanket, which I showed you last week, and then I'm also doing a log cabin blanket. So, that's my works in progress. I believe that if I focus on the socks while I'm at work, because I do get to do a lot of knitting at work, and the can when I get home, and the sleeves maybe while I'm at knitting group or something. Oh, I got a fluff in my mouth. Sorry. Then I should definitely be able to complete all 3 of those this month. I'm feeling very excited about that. Okay, so I'm now going to move on to my finished objects. So my first finished object that I have this week is actually not here anymore. I started it last Tuesday. I was going to be in I started it last Monday. I was going to be in training on Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, and I wanted something kind of simple that I could bring along with me. So Monday night, I started a handbrake cowl by Dan and Kay Jones. If you haven't heard of that, it's a wonderful pattern, and it's $1 or I think it's $1 or £1. I can't remember. It's one of the two. They live in England, and all the proceeds go to cancer research. So grab one for yourself, donate one to a friend, because it's all going for a good cause. And they also included sets of knitting instructions so that even if you don't know how to knit, you could still make this. It's really, really awesome pattern. It also comes in a scarf version if you're not interested in the cowl. But this is my second one that I've made, and I knit it in Malabrigo Rios in the Purple Mystery colorway. My mom was here, and I had just finished it, and I showed it to her. She said, "Oh, my best friend would just love that so much. She loves purple." And I said, "Okay, you can have it." I was going to keep that one for myself, but you can have it. So I washed it up for her, and it's gone back to North Carolina with her. But I'm going to insert a picture of that here. So that was my first handbrake cowl that I made in the last 2 weeks, and then my mom was here, and she saw another skein of yarn in my stash and said, "I want one of those cowls for me in that yarn." So of course I said, "Okay, Mom." So I started it right away, and I actually finished it about 2 hours after she left. So I washed it, and I'm gonna have to send it to her in the mail, or maybe when we go visit next month, she'll get it. But this is it. This is the handbrake cowl, again, by Dan and Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast. All proceeds for the pattern go to cancer research. And this is actually a really special cowl because the yarn that I used to make this is hand-spun yarn that I got in a box from my dear friend in North Carolina. One of the members of the Fiber family in North Carolina unfortunately passed away a few months ago of cancer, and to help in cancer research, her family decided to auction off her yarn and fiber stash, and all of the proceeds from that auction also went to cancer research. So this yarn was purchased for me by my friend, and the proceeds for that yarn went to cancer research, and then I decided to knit this pattern, which also promotes cancer research as well. So it's a really special cowl and a special story. My mom's just going to love it. And I really do enjoy knitting this cowl. I think it's very versatile. Even if you don't have the 200 yards that it calls for, I think I maybe had like 150 or 180. All I did was just decrease the stitch count a little bit and just knit until I only had about 5 inches before I did the second part. So it's very, very beautiful. I'm very happy with it, and I think my mom's going to love it. So that's my second finished object. The next one that I have are my August socks. Now, I was running really close on these. I think it was like August 29th and I finished them. But I got them posted in Thread, and I'm really happy with the way they turned out. So these are my August socks. Let me see if I can figure it. There we go. This is the Blueberry Waffle sock pattern. However, I did substitute in a slip stitch heel with the garter edges because I think that's easier to pick up the stitches. And it is knit out of Pearls Yarn Emporium Whose Sock in the 9th colorway. And I'm so sorry, but I forgot to bring the tag for that. But the link will be in the show notes. And it is a yarn store in North Carolina, where I'm from. And she has a line of sock yarn that's based on Doctor Who. And she sells it on this really cool TARDIS that she made. And she has a colorway for each Doctor. And this was the 9th colorway. And these socks are for my fiance. And again, I used the blueberry waffle pattern, and the blueberry waffle pattern is free on Ravelry, and it is by Sandy Turner. And that's how they came out. So he likes them, they fit him really nicely. So I have one more finished object. I feel like I have a lot this week. They're actually still wet, so I'll try to show them to you. But I had actually started this project back in June, and I had gotten one finished, and then I had like second mitten syndrome, and so I picked them back up, trying to finish my, everything on my needles, and I actually finished it in one day. So these are some mittens that I made for myself, and like I said, they're still wet, so I apologize for that. But these are my rainbow mittens that I made for myself. And there are 2 of them. I did finish the second one now. And they are knit using the Classic Mittens number 65 pattern on Ravelry. That is also a free pattern, and that is by Burnhand Ullman Company. I totally butchered that, I know, but the link will be in the show notes, I promise, that you can find on my blog, which is beautyandthesheep.wordpress.com. And this is a rainbow skein that I also got from Pearls Yarn Emporium in North Carolina. And this one is called Pride Baby. And this was actually a fingering weight yarn that I held double to make these mittens. And I really like the way they turned out. They fit me okay. They're a little bigger than I would have liked, but that's okay. I'm really pleased with my work. I don't have too many holes around the thumb. And I'm excited about them. I like them very much. So those are my rainbow mittens, all finished. Phew! That was a lot of finished objects this week. So that's everything for finished objects. So I think we will move on to Yarn Love. And I do not know how I did this, but I have so much to show you in Yarn Love. I thought I was being good and saving my money for Rhinebeck, but apparently I wasn't. And I do have quite a few things to show you. So let's get started. So the first thing that happened was I went to AC Moore, and I had a gift card that I had gotten from winning a competition at work. And they had some patents, I'm not sure how the correct pronunciation is, yarn on sale for $2 a ball. So of course, I had to get some. So I got 3 pairs for socks. This is the first pair that I got. It is coming out a lot duller than it is in person. It's more of a highlighter yellow. But it's patent Croy socks in stripes, and it is called the Spring Leaf Stripes. And that's 75% wool and 25% nylon. So I had to get 2 to make a pair for my fiance, so I got 2 balls. This is my second set that I got. And that one is, again, Peyton's Croy Socks FX, and it is in the chambray colors. I like that one a lot. And the third one is this one right here. It's got some grays and blues in it. And Croy Sock stripes again, and this one is the Eclipse stripes. So I didn't stop there at AC Moore. I also found some Peyton's DK Superwash that was on sale. I think that this is actually discontinued, so that's why it was on sale. they didn't, I wanted to get enough for a whole sweater, but they didn't have enough for a whole sweater in a specific color. So I just got enough for maybe a striped shawl. I got 2 of this lovely purple color and 2 of this yellow. So if anybody knows ECU, I got ECU colors. So this yellow one is, again, it's a DK Superwash, 125 yards per ball. And this one is simply called Gold. And the purple is called Eggplant. So I got those. Don't know what kind of shawl I'm going to make yet, but I'm thinking a stripy shawl would be awesome in that. Then I went to Tuesday Morning with my mom and grandma while they were here one day, and I found some really good yarn at Tuesday Morning. The first set that I found was another discontinued line. This is Lion brand yarn, and it is Superwash Merino Cashmere. So it's really soft. It only comes about 87 yards per ball. I got this lovely, it's like a sage green color. And I got 5 balls of this. It's actually called green tea. And I got 5 balls of it, so I have enough to make a cowl or a shawl or something like that. And the other thing that I found was, I don't know why they feel like they have to put their label right over the yarn name, but they do. I think this is Shopel Savani. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And it's 100% wool, and it is very soft for a commercial wool. 100% virgin wool is what it says. And it's definitely a super bulky weight. I mean, definitely super bulky. You get about 30 meters or 32 yards per ball, and excuse me, and it's just color 04746. And it's this lovely deep burgundy red. And I got 5 balls of that as well. And each of those were about $3 each. I think there were $3 for these and $4 for these, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I also got these fun beads on sale at Tuesday Morning, so I'll be making some stitch markers out of those. And then I got a super special surprise in my mailbox. Well, it wasn't a surprise, I bought it, so I knew it was coming. But I was so excited when it came, and it was super fast shipping, and I'm really excited. I ordered some Lydia yarn. I love her yarn. It's so soft. It's just superwash merino and nylon, but her base is just, it's to die for. You get 460 yards for 100 grams, and it's her sock base, and it's 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon, and it's hand dyed by Lydia at Lydia Yarns. And this is the Trick or Treat Smell My Feet colorway. So this is her Halloween colorway this year. I love it so much. It is so speckly. I mean, look at that section, and then look, there's one section of just like this highlighter yellow. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited. These are going to be my October socks, my Halloween socks in October. And I just cannot wait to cast them on. I just love it so much. So that's my Lydia yarn, my splurge for the month. So beautiful. Okay. And the only other thing that I wanted to show you guys was, I don't know if you guys have an Ollie's where you're from. I know we don't have them down south, but we have them up here. And they have this huge book section with all these discounted books. And I was just looking through with my mom and grandma, and I came across this book. And of course, the sticker is in the way, but it's called No Sew Knits, and it's by Kristen Tyndike. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And it's 20 sweaters or tops with basically that are knit in one piece, so no sew. And I just loved this sweater on the front, and there are so many others in there that I really like. And so I decided to get it. It was only $6, which I just thought was an amazing price. Now, I have heard of this book before, I remember someone talking about it or seeing it maybe at Barnes & Noble or something like that. I really like this short sleeve cardigan. So it was just really exciting to come across for $6. So I decided to jump on that, and I got it, and I'm already planning on what I'm going to knit out of it first, because I could knit almost everything in it, because I think they're all beautiful. I like that one a lot. So I got that book. That'll be fun to work out of. So finally, I think that I'm done with all of my acquisitions for this week. That was plenty, I think. So the last thing that I want to talk about before I say goodbye are my goals. So I'm going to set 3 goals aside from the one that I already talked about previously about the September clean off the needles goal. Excuse me. So my first goal is that I would really like to do at least 2 full repeats on my can-can shawl a day. The repeat section for the knitted on border is only 8 rows. So 2 full repeats is only 16 rows, and so that doesn't take any time at all. So I probably would do more like 3 or 4 a night, but I'm going to set my goal at 2 a night to try to get that working. So 2 repeats on my French can-can every night. And then my second goal is to start and finish 1 sock by the next time that I record. One of my Rose City roller sock for my mom. So I'll be recording again in about 2 weeks, so I'll be about halfway through September. So I will need to have 1 done. And then my third and final goal is to start and finish 1 sleeve on my harvest sweater before the next time that I record. So 1 sock, 1 sleeve, and 2 repeats a night on my can-can. That's not hard at all. I'm feeling excited, and I think that I'll be able to meet those goals for next time. So I guess that's it. I like to try to keep them around 30 minutes, so I think I did pretty good today. If you have any questions or comments, like I said, leave me a message below. You can comment on the blog at beautyandthesheep.wordpress.com. You can send me a message on Ravelry or Instagram, any of those places. I would be more than happy to hear from you. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. I'm just really excited to start this new journey and make new friends, and so it just makes me really excited when someone comments or subscribes to me. I just get really, really excited about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great 2 weeks, and it's filled with knitting and crafting and family time, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.